You told me you wanted to talk about the direction of the gang.
Oh, yeah. The day I came around, like first after I'd not been around for a minute, like I was just sat there listening to a conversation of like everyone kind of talking. Because I hadn't been around for a while, I feel like I kind of was hearing it different to usual. And I feel like we have got members that are like in their head, they're in a gang that another member feels like they're in a completely different gang to, if you get what I'm saying. Like one person will have a perception of like what the manor is and like what our principles are and how we carry ourselves. And then another member has it like, for instance, Terry is very like, oh, we are Southside, you know what I'm saying? And then you've got other people who are more not in that mindset or just think it's like, it's a gang, but we're not super Southside, essentially. But it just, I feel like that was, it made it seem like a lot of the issues and misunderstandings people was having is because like, it wasn't a clear line set by us of like, this is what the gang is. Like there was at the beginning, but I think the longer time's gone on and new members have come in, there's only a handful of people who have been here since the beginning. So it's kind of like it needs a reminder of like what we're on in a sense. So
what do you think? What do you think
that sorted with you? I personally, when we first started, I was very much in the headspace of we're just on smoke Southside vibes, you know. When I say on smoke, I don't just mean like give us a reason and we'll go type vibe, you know? We're not gonna be out here starting problems with people for no reason, but if we're violated, then we're down to run it like we were at the start. Like at the start when we was coming up, we was very like there weren't really anything we was scared of. Like if someone stepped to us, even if they were bigger and stronger than us, we'll still run it. We might get our shit rocked, but it was a principle thing, you know? It was like we just give it a go. But then I think as time's gone on, it then fizzled away from that a little bit. And it's like became a bit pick and choosy. And like sometimes we'll want to be like carry ourselves like a Southside gang. And then another time it might not really fit the vibe of what's going on. So we just let certain things run or whatever. I mean, I think at the start of the manor was when we was the best that we was. So me personally, I think we should try get it back to that and just remind people that that's what we're on.
I think the only group we've really done that with is the Besties.
What that we haven't kept the energy with? What that we have kept the energy with?
That we haven't kept the energy with. Like, we don't get me wrong, we still go toe to toe with them on the streets every day for bank trucks and shit. But in terms of sliding on them outside of jobs, I feel like they're the only group we didn't keep that energy with, right? Like, think about it. J Hobbs gang, they slid our block, they asked for their shit back, they were told to slap a dick. You're not getting your shit back, you rolled their block. They tried to war us, they got dog walked, right? Hades, yeah, we f***ed them over a little bit in the bank truck, which is why they felt the type of way. They tried to slide in our money run. They smoked us, and we dog walked them. The Saints, they've been pissing us off for a couple of months. Same shit. We've let a couple of things slide. I got to a point where me personally, I saw no option other than just rolling against them. We rolled, we dog walked them. Right now, the only other group I see that needs to be put in their place in the sense of realizing we won't be pushed around is the Besties.
Yeah. I think it was definitely, the energy only changed with them because of the last war. Up to that last war, I feel like they weren't really an exemption. People was kind of just on, I mean, definitely from an ego point of view, like before that, we was running our gums, robbing them of their money, and like, we weren't really giving a f, you know? It was only after that war that people kind of were like, oh, I don't know how I feel about piping up no more.
For me, it wasn't a case of the war, because in my mind, right, call me delusional, that war was a lot closer than it looked on paper. On paper, we lost every scrap, right? But there was in almost every fight, there was these just 50-50 fumbles where we should have done better. There was so many fights where we had like 2, 3, 4-man advantage in fights, and we still lost it because we just, I don't know, we just didn't have the chemistry.
We threw a lot of fights, and also we literally came out of one war and then egoed into another one.
Yes, we didn't even have a day to chill after the Hydra War. We lost the Hydra War and we went straight into a Besties War.
Did the Hydra War and was like, F it, next. I think downtime between wars is very important. I mean, these days as well, we're a very different, like some of the faces that was around back then aren't even around no more. You know what I mean? Like we got a lot of new people.
Chat, we got 8 and old.
I don't even necessarily mean like on a war point of view though, the mentality of the gang. I think in general, just like the energy. Like, there's a handful of people that see us as a Southside gang, but then sometimes there's people that don't really carry themselves that way. Like, for example, when like Terry got kidnapped on the block or whatever. Like, if there's people on the block at the time, that should obviously be a problem, right?
But here's my mentality of that situation. If I was stood there and I saw that happening and I pulled my gun and I aired that car out, end of story, I wouldn't have even hesitated. And to me, that's how we should be. If a gang, no matter who the fuck they are, come to our block and try pull some bullshit, they get smoked for it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Like, it should be that way.
There's multiple situations where I've heard someone's come and done this, and then apparently people have just left it be or not done anything. It's like yeah, like that Terry situation did annoy me when I heard about it. It's like, it's also when like Miguel pulled up to James and threatened to shoot, like smoke him if he did it again, like on our block. If I was there and I heard Miguel saying that, he'd have got shot. I think there's people in this gang, and I'm gonna say it, James is one of those people. He's soft, and they need to learn to toughen up. Remember who the fuck we are.
I can't lie, bro. Outside of Besties, our rapport, like, we are as strong as
100%. I said it to John yesterday. I don't think there's any gang in the city that would really step to us right now besides the Besties.
I also think with the new roles, we actually are in a spot now where it's a bit more oiled. Things can still do with work here and there, but with Kai running the money side of things, him and John together on like the 3IC shit, inevitably soon Finn getting the drug game. Or people have their purposes, and you know who to speak to about what, and people know to control what, and then you got DJ doing the armory shit now with Jim. Like, it works.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the. I mean, you know how I've always been, bro. Like, I know I've toned it back a bit. I've learned to swallow the tougher pills for the sake of the gang, but my mentality has never changed. I've always been. I wouldn't care who the fuck's in front of us, bro. I'll ride out. If I see one of the boys getting with, I'll shoot whoever it is in front of me, whether it's 40 cops or Besties. I don't give a shit. If I feel a type of way about it,
it's gang over everyone, bro. It's yeah. Isn't it?
If I feel a type of way about it, bro, it's getting done. Whether it's like the best decision or not, it's deeper than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I think to be honest, like, we're aligned on that, on what we want.
I was afraid
SK
wanted
don't see themselves as in a Southside gang when they kind of need to remind themselves they are. Like, obviously we can have a joke around with people, and that's calm. But there needs to be a line on what is cool and what is not. And like, some people just you like James can do this sometimes. You mentioned being a Southside gang, and it's almost like he's like, oh, what? So I just have to be a prick to everyone. Like, you don't need to be a dickhead. You can still be like calm and speak to people. It's just if a line is crossed and the boundaries are like.
But my issue with that question is, like, he asks that question, and it's not just him, but they ask that question, and then like, oh, I just have to be a dickhead to everyone. But then the people he's trying to be friendly with are being dickheads to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I know he has good relationships with, like, you know, Lovemore and like more of the early crew, but like if like Miguel and Future, for example, are around, like they're not gonna fuck around with him and have a good time. They're gonna treat him like a. So why not treat them back?
100%.
I know I'm using him as an example, but he's just one of the people that do it, right? I know Matt did it back in the day. He's not really around, so it's irrelevant. Also, we need to get him awake and get the heli off him.
Or part of the issue as well is that man will be like, won't want to be a dickhead to other people, but they'll happily be dickhead to their own. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
they'll be a prick to people inside the group and not care about that relationship, but they won't want to jeopardize a relationship outside of the group. And I think sometimes is people's individual relationships can be prioritized over like a Manor's relationship with a group. Like, if we've got mad static with the Saints and I'm mad cool with someone in the Saints, if they do some shit to me, I don't care if that's my best friend. Like, we'll go slide. You know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah.
The way you look at people needs to be dictated by the way the gang does sometimes.
100%. That's the thing. Like, if people want to prioritize personal relationships, then they shouldn't be in a gang. Like, I would be quite close with Hydra, but bro, I promise you, the minute if there's a day where they step to us, I'll be the front of that convoy and I will be smoking them.
Yeah, no, but that's it. Some people just can't drop that though. It was like, remember in the Cyprus War, when I'd done Ricky, the amount of people that were like, I can't believe you've done that to Ricky. I'm like, bro, we're at war. He's Cyprus.
He left the gang, joined the Snitch gang.
Yeah. But people like felt away about it. It's like, bro, you can't, like, in that scenario, there's no, like, even after the fact, I still speak to Ricky now. When I see him, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry I did you like that. But at the end of the day, war is war. And like,
yeah, you're right. Yo, brother, My bad. They're playing a different game for a week. I should just forget about the role play and move on. You right? My bad. We're not even talking about them. You idiot.
Yeah, but no, I think we're aligned on that. We just need to make sure we need to have a MANOR meeting with everyone and just almost like, you know, like kind of like a briefing. Just be like, this is what the gang is. For anyone that hasn't been told this before, this is what we were built on. This is the energy we've always had. Like, doesn't mean you have to go and be reckless, and it doesn't mean you have to go start problems left, right, and center. But like, we don't take violations.
100%. I mean, like, boys were asking to rob Vagos because they're back doing Sunny and they ain't paying their weekly Sunny thingy, right? I said no. Materials are an issue for everyone in the city. Let's not start robbing people. If you want to rob people, go rob Oxy. I don't want us. I'll be real. I don't want us to start like going out robbing sanitation or because like the way I see sanitation, it's like it's one of those things. Most people's opinion on sanitation is they'd rather jump off a bridge than sit in a Sunny truck. So why would we go make the rest of their lives so difficult, bro? It's peak. The whole city revolves around materials. You know what I mean?
Everything. I mean, look, I also from day dot was Southside energy for me was never about being a bully either. Like if someone gives you, like if you've got a reason to wrong someone because they've done something to you, then for sure.
Like,
but right now, have we got anything to gain really from going and robbing a Vargo's Sunny truck?
No.
No.
But a Vagos money run,
then yeah,
I could get behind that because that's 250k lick.
You got to scale, like you got to think about what you're getting from the situation. Like if someone gets robbed of if I get robbed of 250k, yeah, I'm gonna be vexed about it. But you should be able to tell it's not a personal thing because 250k is enough for some people to put a relationship out the window.
Yeah.
If you're getting 300 materials, it's not worth it. They've been back for a week, bruv. Like,
yeah.
Let them do their thing, like, you know.
I think like money runs fair game, Oxy runs fair game, because they're all things the gang will benefit from, right?
Yeah.
And Oxy is Oxy. I feel like obviously there'll be groups we won't rob on anything. But
yeah, the thing is that one thing that we will have to take into consideration is obviously I feel like Oxy weirdly at the moment is not untouched. Like people do try and rob it, I guess, but doesn't seem like there's a massive drive around people robbing it.
Yeah.
So as soon as we open them floodgates, people will be trying to hit our Oxy runs. So someone like Finn will have to be a bit more protected, but ain't an issue.
Okay, so we need a meeting.
I also think we should bring back blue. People don't really wear blue no more.
I agree. It's something I've been doing. Like I've been trying to keep all my cars blue, and it's not really something people do. And like our blue too.
Yeah.
I know there is some cars that look shit with the blue, and it's fair enough. But like I think
like the cars don't have to be all the exact same tone. Like, I just think having like a blue, like just knowing that blue is MANOR is good.
Yeah, I agree.